Yes, hello. How we doing? It's time once again. To get our thinking caps on. Because we have got money to spend. Just finishing the setup here. Because by the time we go into the actual game, it's going to be on a capture, like a window capture type thing. So I need to kind of be on full screen for it. So I'm just finishing up on the final things. Let me know about sound and everything else, please. Carl, evening to you, and Darren with the account change. Hello to you. Audio seems good, a good level compared to the microphone. We're on a playlist tonight, based all on Forza Horizon, the game. Okay. It's almost time. We're here for the next 2 hours as we look to build this airline up even further. Just finishing up with a little bit of the setup here. Forza. I'll tell you, Forza is a great game. And I think Forza is one of those games I'd love to have brought to the streams. But I don't think many people are into it. But it's a hell of a game. Okie dokie. If you're watching in the chat, come say hello. And the screen is about to change in 3, 2, 1. There you go. So, very good evening. Welcome then to, we're going to save it in this window here. Hope everyone's well. Welcome to your Monday stream on the Departure Lounge YouTube channel. Of course, as always, hope you are well. So, I've not touched it today at all. I've loaded it up and I've left it in the state that it was left off with last night. Which means if we get these aircraft on the move, we're going to probably earn another $210,000 to $230,000, taking us up to a grand total of £8.7 million. We are going from dollars. We are going from strength to strength this very evening. So there you go. Paul Hussey, a very good evening to you. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're ready for this, because this is where it gets a little bit exciting, because we've got money. We've got money to spend. So we'll get a few more people in. Dom, evening to you. Says, evening, just back from my first PT session. There is not one bit of me that does not ache. I'm sure it'll get easier. It's actually something I'm looking into myself. Just saying. Carlos is looking forward to seeing what aircraft we get. We can get quite a range of aircraft here tonight. And the reason why I've not set any of the aircraft off is just in case we need to sell some. I've got one or two ideas in mind, and I'll share them with you once we get fully into it. One of them will include Paul Hussey. So, Paul, keep your ears pinned back. This might be one of interest. So, here's my idea. So, as it stands, the routings have actually been pretty decent from where we left off last week. Darren, who's had name change, says I had a bad headache at the start of the stream. Jim says, evening folks, not just back from a PT session, but also not one part of me doesn't ache either. It's called getting old. Evening, Jim. Hope you're doing well. Dom says A220 please, Edinburgh to New York. You'll see in a second. You'll see in a second what we've got lined up. Well, not what we've got lined up, but what we could potentially do. If we have a look, this is our current fleet. This is where we left off last time. We picked up 2 of the BAE 146s and 2 DC-9s. I feel like we're going to pick up quite a few aircraft tonight. Gemma, a moshi moshi to you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. So, here's our fleet. So 5 sub 340s, 5-8 Q300s, one of the Caravels, possibly thinking of upgrading this one. This is why I'm saying to Paul about, keeping an eye or an ear out. I'm possibly thinking of upgrading the Caravel to a Caravel 12. We'll see. We'll see what money we've got left over. 2 DC-910s, 2 BAE 146s in the 300 variant, and the 1 Fokker 100. The one we need to have a look at is where we left off here, is with our DC-9s, which, as you can see, steady numbers. For the Munich route we set it on, there are some steady numbers here. There are a couple of $20,000, a couple of $19,000. Probably the lowest one we've had was about for the last flight or rotation that I put it on, which was $15,000. There, probably the lowest it has done since being on the route. So, all in all, not too shabby considering that's bringing in about $20,000. Our other DC-9, which we set on the Riga route, has been doing quite well. Quite a few $30,000 and quite a few $29,000. So you're looking at about $29,000, $30,000, which I think is pretty decent indeed. The lowest we had it was literally on the second rotation out from Riga to Stansted, 21,000, but it has not looked back since, and it has been growing at a very steady pace. Paul says, did you manage to charge? Did you manage to charge your Peugeot? I did, and then I got a phone call this morning to say that my car is ready. So I'm now going to go pick it up tomorrow and exchange the car. This is the layouts for our DC-9s. 65 in economy, 6 in business, 4 in first. These are the ticket prices for the route to Riga, which is why we're bringing in quite a bit of money. Same with the other DC-9. If we have a look at the BA 146s, we sent the first one to Bratislava, where it currently resides at the moment, from where I left off yesterday. Been bringing in a steady amount once again, $30,000 to $31,000. Lowest it's had on the first rotation back from, on the rotation back from, well, Stansted rather, I should say. Stansted to Bratislava. I've The song levels just went right up. Can we make sure the sound's good? Because they went up quite high on my end here. It's quite loud. Sounds good? Cool. Fine. Happy days. Worst case scenario, I will just switch it down ever so slightly. There we go. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Got there in the end. I was updating GSX at the same time. Right, there we go. The wonders of window capture are display capture are insane. Right, so secondly, our other dash went to Minsk in Belarus, bringing in a very steady $40,000. Quite a bit of monies. Now, the question is, what do we bring in? And if we go to order here, if I just go to manufacturers, this is more for Paul's case here, because I said we would have a Caravelle in the fleet regardless. Here are your list of Caravelles. This is the one with the most passengers, 140 passengers. So what I'm thinking is, I think at the moment we've got the Caravelle 3. Do we swap out for, say, a Caravelle 10B at 105 passengers, or a Caravelle 12 for 140 passengers, but you are then spending 1.7 million. So we got some suggestions. Gemma's says go for the 12. I would immediately think about 12. I think that's probably a good shout. Paul says go for the 10R, which is this one here, 1.3 million. Same sort of range as the 12, but less passengers. What is this soundtrack? I might have to change it in a sec. Something a bit more chill. Carl's going for the 12. We need to know which one to go for, so we are going to sell the 3. What have we got at the moment? We've got... Sorry, no, we've not got a Caravelle 3. It's that one there. So how much are we going to get back for that? Let's have a look. It's actually this one here that we've got. Put on dubstep. It's close enough. We've gone for a playlist today that is sort of based off of Forza Horizon. I don't know what's on it, and I can't check because, like I said, it's all display captured. So some suggestions. So here's the Caravelle 12. Let's have a quick nosy at it. That's the stuff that we need for it, or the info. 924 kilometers an hour, 140 passengers. Runway required 7,600 feet, so not a lot. We can use our points if we want to get it delivered early. Otherwise, we are waiting 5 hours for delivery. With a range of 3,465 kilometers, which I think beats... It does. 2,300 kilometers, which we have one of already. And slightly slower with less passengers. Do we sell or keep the 3? I would say personally to get rid. If I'm honest with you, we can have a look. Let's have a look. So bearing in mind it's worth about $800. I wish $800,000. If we were to sell, it depends on the market. The Stansted market is 62%, so we would make less than half back, 365,000. Which realistically, if we sell it now and send our aeroplanes out once we've sold it, we could look at about 9 million to spend. So realistically, if you think about it, so we've got 9 million to spend, then we buy the Caravelle 12 for 1.7. You're only really losing about $700,000 because you've sent airplanes out, sold the the Caravelle, and then you're then buying a brand new Caravelle for 1.7 million, and then you're only really losing a difference of 700,000. What do you reckon? The only one we're going to realistically, the only aircraft we're going to need for maintenance today is probably this aircraft here, which is the Stansted Manchester route. That's 16% worn. Whoa. Oh, he's low. 2 seconds. I'm going to be a nosy bugger. Yeah, nice. Look at that. Getting buzzed by a A400 there. Right. Anyway, so suggestions then. What do we reckon? A difference of 700,000. I don't think is too bad. So if we were to sell it as it is. You can do block maintenance, you can indeed, but we've got to try and think of money. We're not full of it, if you know what I mean. So do we sell this caravan here, which goes to Sarajevo with the 80 passengers or so, and bring in a bigger caravel to then send it to certain places that will probably bring in a bit more money than the 25 grand. So we sell this, send the aeroplanes out. You might not get 200 grand for it, but it still takes us to close to the 9 mil mark. And then we bring in another caravel, a fresh, brand new smelling one. And then one, Paul's happy because there's a caravel in there. And two, it's more passengers, which is essentially what we're trying to focus on tonight, is more bums on seats. The more bums on seats, the more money we make. Gemma and Carl say sell it. I imagine Paul would be quite happy to sell for a brand new shiny caravel. There you go. Paul says sell it for the 12 variant. Let's go. So $365,157 is what we make back from it. And that is of its current value because we've been using it. So current value is $588,963. We get 62% of it back. So that's not too bad. Right, Caravel, you're gone. That's our first aircraft that we've ever owned. He's gone. It's out of here. We are now on 8.9 mil. So let's send the rest of our aircraft out here. Let's see what we've got left over. So we've made $195,000 off the rest of the aircraft that are now flying back to base or out of base, etc. And we've now got $9.1 million to spend. So let's go ahead and bring in the Caravel 12. Remember, folks, if you donate towards the stream of... Let's not go stupid. Let's just go like 10 quid. 10 quid. Let's go 10 quid. If you donate 10 quid, you'll own a plane. You'll have your name in the registration. And you can decide where it flies to. And you'll basically manage your own aeroplane. A 10 quid donation will do that. Don't donate 10 quid and expect Concorde to be on the list because it won't be there. I'm just putting the disclaimer out. Let me know how your Monday was as well. How was it? We've also got the new schedule running across the bottom of your screens. So some interesting stuff happening this week. Here's Caravel 12. CRVA for Caravel. Because why not? JT8D engines. Base at Stansted. Right, here we go. So 140 passengers. Let's get some... We can actually work with this quite a bit. So let's go for something like... something like that. 100 in economy, maybe a little bit less than that. We can go for about 90 in economy. Just kind of boost up business and stuff. Carl says, just seen Friday, looking forward to that flight. I don't remember what I put, if I'm honest with you. Let's go for it now, shall we? So tomorrow, just so I can remind myself. Tomorrow we've got the Eurowings Avro RJ100. We're on that once again from Hamburg over to Nice. Should be a fun one. Looking forward to that. Wednesday, no stream because the F1 stuff returns. Jem said your F1 stream is on at the same time as the race. It'll probably get some views because people will confuse it for a watch along, I think. Thursday, Scandinavian 737-600 from Tromsø to Svalbard. So again, another fun one to do. Friday, Jetstar. I did have something else written down for it. But then I remember the Jetstar was mentioned, so we are doing Jetstar. Jetstar 787-8 from Sydney to Auckland. Saturday, no stream. Sunday is a Canadian Grand Prix that's on at the same time as well. So it means, what it also means is we can all watch it together. Not literally together, but you know what I mean? We're watching it at the same time and we can talk about it. Who would have thought? Right, we're going to go for this. 100 in economy, 8 in business, 8 in first. Let's get one ordered. There we go. We can deliver one for 40 points, which we do have. There we go. So we're using points. We may look at points in terms of getting the cargo side of it because, again, trying to earn the points on the PC, not good. It's not fun. Because what we also need, and I can't stress enough how crucial it is we need to get capital routes. Capital routes bring in a little bit more money than the international routes do. So we need to unlock this, so we can go to the likes of a Warsaw or a Bucharest, which will bring in quite a bit of money. So, assuming then if we're going to route this one, this is going to go onto an international route. I dare say it will go onto a domestic route. Let's go international. The route it's suggesting us is Moscow, which again is not particularly great. So here is your range for the Caravelle 12. Where are we sending it? There's your range. Where are we sending it? Sarah, very good evening to you. Says, oh, why did I think the 13th was a Thursday? Batumi, now go find it. Ain't that in Georgia, right? Right? I found Batumi. Suck it. Suck it, I found it. Paul says Athens. We can try and load up Athens if we can find it. Who mentioned somewhere in Georgia? So we can load up. Can't find Tbilisi at the moment. That's all just Russia there. Let's have a look at some stuff like Greece. Again, not too popular. Where do I think would be popular for it? Again, this is where the capital side of things would actually come in very handy. Or even Alexandria, if we send it to Egypt, isn't very good either. Okay. So I found one that I think is pretty decent at the minute. Is Ankara, which is 953 to 366 to 65. So I think that's pretty pretty good shout. Give me 2 seconds. Go to research and see what comes up. Some really random places come up when I've done that. Well, I mean, you could research it, but I actually quite like finding them. But at the moment, we've got Ankara, which is 953. So it looks like possible Turkey. Ankara sounds like a great shout, to be fair. That would bring in a lot of numbers, I think. And it's a 3-hour flight. Tripoli. I mean, it's it's on there. 866, 167, and 256. Maybe Tripoli is the one. Maybe it is the one. That's actually the first class numbers are better. Carl says, what about Greece? Greece never seems to do well unless you go to Athens. Which is surprising considering in real life, like, Greece is very popular. Right, are we in agreement? Because we're gonna buy aeroplanes anyway. Right? We've got 7.2 million to spend, and then whatever we get for sending this aircraft out. Are we in agreement that Tripoli is the destination for our Caravelle 12? Let's go to Tripoli. Let's go. Right. So it costs us 172. I think we're going to get good money for this. I really do. Right, let's auto price it to see what we got. That looks pretty good to me. So I reckon it's got to be at least 40k, I think. Dom says FlyLo Tripoli has a ring to it. Well, we'll set up a base. We'll go there for a scouting mission and we'll set up a hub. Carl reckons 60k. I think well, to be fair, considering the passenger numbers, it could be that. I'm about 40k. Let's create the route. Let's send the airplane out. Let's see what we got. Okay, here we go. Off it goes for its first jaunt. Oh no, we got to do the flight number. I didn't do that, did I? It's not going to be our main. 5656. There we go. Right, here we go. Alright, it's going to give us... Ah, look at that, look. Gemma was correct, look. Almost. Just out by $900. 53k. That's actually pretty good. $53k is pretty decent. That's what I guess. That's a great shout. 53k is very, very good. Right. That's in fact, Tripoli's a very good shout because that is double what our original Caravelle was doing. Dublin will come up, Sarah. There we go. Dublin's there. You just got to zoom in. It will come up. Dublin also does really well on here, depending on the aeroplane that you send to it. Right, it's time to buy. So what I want to kind of... Oh, not that one. Fuel change, that's fine. Fuel's already changed. We have got plenty in the tank, so that's fine. See? Worldwide dominant in the know. Absolutely. So here is our fleet. So at the moment, what I want to know is, are we happy with what we've got here? The 5 Saabs, the 5 DC-8s, Dash 8s. These two I think we keep because they're just going to bring numbers in, and this as well. So it's realistically, are we happy with the Saabs? At the moment we can't sell them because they're flying. But are we happy with them at the minute? This is where we now start to think about chopping and changing. Dash 8s at the moment, I mean this one in particular to Prague is bringing in $10,000. How the Saab's doing? Let's have a look. I mean, it's not great. It's not. Bear in mind, this was off to the Isle of Man. It's not particularly great. 4 to 5k. For that one, I think that's pretty much where it stays. Yeah, 4 to 5k, 3k there. And this is for Guernsey. That's where you think as an airline now, you've got to start potentially upgrading. Glasgow, again, 4 to 5k. You're only going to get a maximum of a certain amount because of the seats that are on the aeroplane. Again, 4 to 5. In fact, no, 4 to 3 to 4. 3 to 4k for Amsterdam on the sub. I think we could do better. If I'm honest, what passenger numbers are there? 37. I mean, to be honest, we're not doing this lot, right? But we can modify it, but I don't particularly want to at this point in time. So 37 seats. What I'm thinking, if we want to keep something like a sub, is to go for the slightly bigger and slightly more in range sub 2000. Or, just as a thought, we get rid of the subs, and I'm sorry, Dom, I know that. I know it's going to hurt you. We get rid of the subs. See, that's not going to make much of a difference either. Maybe we don't get rid yet. Maybe we keep them as they are. For the ATR, I mean, the ATR is cheap. You get your first one there on discount. Again, I mean, that's slightly more seats. Ignore Concorde. we are nowhere near ready for Concorde yet. Just this is I'm theorizing at the moment. So if we not that we can check because we excuse me, they off. Excuse me, because they're flying. Evening, Saf. Hope you're doing well. Okay, we're not going to be able to see it yet. I don't think we're going to get a great deal back for the subs. You see, and we're not going to know for a while yet. So that might be something to do next time. Maybe not this time. Maybe next time. Next Monday is to get rid of the subs and replace them with something a little bit more in terms of passenger numbers. That's what we're looking for, is passenger numbers. More bums on seats, the more money you make. So, with the fact that our fleet looks like this, where we have 5 subs, 5 -8s, 2 DC-9s, 2 BA-146s, a Fokker, and a Caravelle. We've got 7.1 million to play with. What do we get? Here is what 7.1 gets you. So the most we can get is an Ilyushin IL-62 if we were to blow it all on one. Otherwise, if we're looking for a bit more sensibility, we can get the likes of a... I mean, I think a little bit of a dark horse aeroplane is the 737-700ER, which is technically a business jet almost, but it seats 126 passengers and can fly long haul. Gemma says the Hercules. I mean... 92 passengers on a route like that. I mean, so it's a big chunk of money to spend. Dom says get the discount ATR configured with a couple business class seats as a trial. Interesting. What I do know is that if I just have a quick look on my phone one, I've got an ATR, just one, doing some charter stuff. I'm going to have a look and see what seating I gave it. Here it is. What's the seating that I gave it?
routes to ex-Yugoslavia destinations, please?
Insane. Paul, that Caravel's yours. You can have that as your registration. That is your aeroplane. Send the Caravel on routes to ex-Yugoslavia destinations, please. If you can remind me and you can come up with some places, then yeah, it is you. It is all yours. So let's re-register the Caravel. This is going to be Paul's. There you go. G Paul. There you go. That is yours. Enjoy the Caravel. Passengers on the Herc, says Jim. I know. This is what I'm almost like. I don't know if it's going to be any good. Again, it's one of those situations where we're thinking, are we going to spend big? Or are we going to sort of like bulk buy to bring the money in? So my initial thinking would be sort of, well, we've got 7 mil. So my initial sort of thoughts are to do something like, but again, this is just my thoughts. This is just how I'm going to... Podgorica says, Dom, no idea why. No, I can't think why either. It's not something to do with a video or something, is it? So my initial thoughts are this. The Boeing 727-100. 131 passengers, 1.3 mil. You can get a couple of those in. Pula, Split, and Dubrovnik says Paul. I will do that on the rotation back, or after we've done the rotation back, which probably will be after the stream is finished. So I will reroute it after we're done. The other sort of aircraft we're looking at, potentially 737-500. I think at this early stage, spending something like 2 million is a bit much. I think you spend maybe 2 million when you've got about 15 mil in the bank. So we're not far off it, only about 8 mil away, which is not too bad. So part of me thinks, Christ, yeah, part of me is thinking 727s because of the passenger numbers and the range it can give. Rob Brown, evening to you. Hope you are doing well. We are currently deciding aeroplanes, and for £10 donations, you can actually pick an aeroplane. If it's not in the thing and it's at a reasonable price, you can pick an aeroplane and it will be yours with registration, etc., etc. Rob says, could always consider Kilmarnock, because apparently we have made it in the culinary world. We are supposedly getting our very own Nando's. Moving up in the world. So what are we thinking? There's a list here of aeroplanes. If you need me to go a little bit slower, I will do so. You got 7.3. I mean, that's 2.4 million. I don't know if that's going to be, if that's a fair whack of money. That. For me, personally, I would say literally you're looking at maybe MD-87 backwards. If you want to get like a couple in. So I would say sort of from about there, I'd say backwards. So the likes of 737 500 there, which is a decent number. If you wanted to do long haul and fully kit it out, DC7 is probably a shout. Carl says, what about the Fokker 100? You want about getting another couple of those in? It is doing well for us. That's the thing. It is doing quite well for us. Again, at the moment, I'm looking at the 727-100 here. If we have a look at it, 1.3 mil. Seating capacity of 131. And a range of 3,000 kilometers. Dom says the CRJ. 1,000, which is there. 1.8 million. Short range, though. That's the only problem. So remember, we've got 7 mil to spend. We can either go for a big bulky buy, or we could literally kit out as many airplanes as possible. Fokker goes further at 4,300 kilometers. It does indeed. Could get a few of those in. We'll think about it, because what I'm thinking is. So what passenger number is it? 122 passengers, right? For the Fokker. Comparing that to that is 131, but less range. Or you've got the 737-500, which is 123 passengers, so roughly the same as the Fokker, and a little bit more of a range on it than the Fokker as well, by about 100 kilometers, if that. Again, this is the thing. If you want to go like big, if you wanted to go like real big, I would suggest a 707. If we're going to go down the real classic route, 707 for long haul as well. So you've also got that as an option. But here's the thing as well. So I kitted out my ATR for charter destinations with 37 business class seats. That's it. Only 37 business class seats, and it brings in, the most it's brought in is $81,000 from an ATR charter flight, which I think is insane. So there is that chance. Look at the price difference; it's like $1 million more than the Fokker. So I think then, are we agreed at the moment? Because I think there is a lot of fanfare to bring one in. Are we in agreement? Because the Fokker is doing quite well for us at the moment, do we get 2 more? So if we go up by 1 to 2, also just before we do that, here's one thing we've got to take into consideration. Here is the hangar space. So we've got availability for 4 aeroplanes. Okay, so 4 aeroplanes is what we've got space for. Now, you could go big, and then we could build money up for next week and then expand. So there is that option as well. So we'll consider that in a second. Let's get rid of that. Right, 2 Fokkers on the way. Don't know their names. Let's go for it. 2 Fokker 100s, because they seem to be in quite well. Let's go for 2. And again, if you want your names on the aeroplanes, as Paul did, a $10 donation, and your name is on the aircraft, and you tell me where it goes. Simple as. You have control over it. So, if we were to do all business, you get 61 seats, so it's almost half. And I suppose the best thing is, well, you can modify them. So do we put one with all business to see how it works and how it goes, and then the other one at normal, just to see if it kind of brings us a return, and then find a real bulky flight to send on, see if we can get some money. Right, let's go with 1. all business. No first, all business. No changing cost, so that's fine. Let's order one. And for 9 points, let's deliver it. Oh no, sorry, 1.1 mil it costs for that. That's fine. Okay. So I'm really intrigued to know how much. Let's see how much it will go. So it's got to be international route. Here is your range. So it can go into Egypt as far down as I'll ignore that because only take a slip of the tongue, and I'm not prepared. We can send it to the likes of what's that there? Damascus. We've got to find a very heavy. Yeah, there's Athens. Athens doesn't do well. I don't understand why. Turkmenistan. Where's just there? Is it just out of range? It's got one in there, but it's just out of range for it to do what we need. No, absolutely not. No way. You'll never get me saying it. We're looking one for big, a big business class number is what we're looking for. Paul says Larnaca. I can say that. Doesn't come up there, but we can change that. Other international routes. Let's see if it comes up now. There we go. So it should come up. Paphos, no. Nicosia, no. Baghdad is a big number. Is it just out of range? What's that there? Okay, you keep going, we keep looking. Port Said. So the likes of like a Tunis or a Rabat. Do quite not. That's not the Madrid we're thinking of. I don't know how high the number has to be. Geneva doesn't do well. Not for pure business. There's Frankfurt. Amsterdam's quite a big number there, to be fair. Nook. I don't... I mean, Narsiswak is there. Kangaroo's Ballsack is there too. Oh my god, it can even go here. You can actually go to Canada. That's mental. Goose Bay. That's crazy. Tenerife South's no good. Right, remember we're only trialing it, so we got to find a decent number here. Keep suggesting, by the way. Berlin is pretty decent. Okay, so I'm thinking Chisinau. 332 for business. And normally does quite well, Chisinau, I found. Longyearbyen. I don't even think that one comes up. So we've got the likes of, Chisinau, 332. Could be expensive to set up. Halifax and St John's in Canada. That might come up. Especially for a Fokker, it might come up. $332 for business. That's the number we're looking for. You got Paris there as well. I don't know. Yeah, Paris is no good. Paris is definitely no good. Klagenfurt. Innsbruck's no good. Bucharest? $392 for Bucharest, which is more than Chisinau. Heathrow. Yeah, send on the short hop to Heathrow, shall we? Crazy. It sounds weird, but I'm just looking at Moscow. No good. So it's either Bucharest, I think. Bucharest. Bucharest or Chisinau. Finland, Krakow, Oslo, Helsinki. I'll tell you what, Helsinki's actually a lot better. Should we do Helsinki? Who mentioned that? Dom said Finland. Helsinki's got $495. I think that's the best one we've seen so far, and we are only trialing it. Should we do it? I mean, to be fair, we're going to trial it and see how much we can actually get out of it. Let's try it. So Helsinki will be our next route. Business is pretty good. 1570 is actually very good for business on the way to Helsinki. So let's give that the flight number of... What are we doing? We're testing it, aren't we? So let's go for a 8008 number. Right, create the route 131,000. It's an all business class aeroplane. The number of the beast for Gemma. I could change it. In fact, no, I will. I'll change it. There you go. 666. The number of the beast. Right. How much do we think we're going to get from the first rotation out to Helsinki? All business class. And then we'll get one for normal. $45,000 from Gemma. I think this could be quite high. I don't know why. I know that the on my ATR, I've only got 37. So this is how we're gonna. If you think about it, so in comparison to my ATR, that's bringing in 80,000 from Blackpool to Munich by for the record. 37 seats of business, and it's the cost to Munich is $1,217. And it is bringing in something like $83,000. I think this is going to be quite high. Jim says 60k. And we got 61 business at $1,500. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Here's what we got. Oh, is that it? That might go up the more rotations we do, but 36 grand is not to be sniffed at. I thought it'd be quite high. But it's not. Okay. Never mind. Right, that's on the run. Let's depart another Dash 8 here from there. From Stansted to Manchester. It's not bad. I thought it'd be higher, if I'm honest. So maybe that's not the way to go. Right, we need to get another Fokker in because we are going to go down the normal route for it. Under the Foxy. Okay, consider, let's go. Let's get some first class seats on it too, why not? $62, 14 and 10. I think that looks about right. Darren with a random thing says, "Why have you heard of Jimmy Kimmel?" Yes, I have. Yes. Try 6 first, business, 9 business, and rest economy. 6 first, 9 business. 6 first, 9 business. So 84 in economy, 9 business, 6 first. Is that what we're thinking? Is that right, Jenna? Carl says 6 first, 10 business. It's weird, since Gemma's mentioned about odd numbers being in like the classes and stuff, I've had to constantly look at mine and go, oh, that doesn't look right. Don't like odd numbers now. I always have to put them to even, and it's Gemma's fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Can't do odd numbers anymore. These are all evens. That's fine. Right. Let's order one up. $971,000. Not too shabby. We can expect a delivery in an hour, but for 9 points. So Jim was like, why is it my fault? Because remember, I think it was last Monday, I put one to an odd number and you called me out on it and you're like, can't do odd numbers, it's weird. So now, on my own game, I'm constantly looking and like every time I'm like adjusting the seatings, I'm like, can't do odd numbers because I'll probably get told off, even though it's my own game. I'm like, if I mention it, nah. So I keep it to myself. So let's send this one on the international route. We really do need to get capital route. I think that's going to be so crucial. Right, where are we sending the normal one? Carl's the same. I can't have odd numbers. It's just weird. Can't have that odd seat just sitting there. So now we're looking for any numbers that are high across here. Can we find... Skopje's pretty decent. Tirana's pretty good. Tivat's not so good. Pristina's pretty decent. Sofia's very good, but I think we're already flying there. Get some good ones here. Let's come out of it and try and find... We'll try and wait for... Podgorica in it. Tivat. So no. Right, there we go. We've got 2 here. Podgorica does have very good numbers, actually, to be fair. Dom says Siberia. Well, we'll do that with our next aircraft. We've got 4.9 million to spend. We've probably space for, I think, 2 aeroplanes. So we could, if you wanted to, we could go big. Gemma says, told you. Yes. Right. Let's do Podgorica in tribute to Dom's video from, was it a day ago or something like that? Sat and watched it. Very good, by the way. Very, very good video. So in tribute to Dom, we'll do Podgorica. Auto price that up. Looks pretty good for numbers. Six, 7, 8, 1. Create the route. All right, Podgorica. Here we go. Paul mentioning Belgrade. We'll have a look at Belgrade with our next aeroplane. Right, let's depart out of. Let's depart the Fokker to Podgorica, and the numbers are 36k. Again, not horrendous. Not horrendous. 36,000. It's not horrendous. This is first rotation. We'll have a look and see what the next rotation back is. I want a massive square logo on the plane. Dear. Right. So next up, then we have got. Let's have a look. So we've got 4.8 mil. Have we got any aircraft that are coming in? We've got the Dash 8 to come back in a second. 19 minutes time. We'll have the DC-9, which on its last rotation did. I'll tell you what. We might just need to think about rotating where we send this DC-9 because the numbers are dwindling for passengers and for price as well, 14k on that last rotation to Munich. Right, so what we need to have a look at is the hangar space. 2 aeroplanes left, and then we increase probably by next time, I think, unless we have money left over, depending on what we spend it on. So 4.8 leaves us with 2.4 million to spend on a plane each if we wanted to. There's another 5k coming in for the Dash 8. So yeah, I'd say about 2.4 million if you wanted to go big. Now, bearing in mind, obviously, money for fuel and stuff like that. But let's have a look and see what 2.4 mil gets you. Bearing in mind, we've got space for only 2 aeroplanes. So this is the only way that I think we can do it, unless we go a little bit less. So 2.4 million gets us from the Embraer 190-100 LR backwards. So immediately thinking of like passenger numbers, I'm looking at the MD-81. 172 passengers. Range isn't particularly brilliant. Can you reroute a Saab to St. Helens? Had good money from that. Well, St. Helens is where? Apart from up north. It's St. What one's St. Helens? Okay, do you know what my other option is? And hear me out for this. Bottom of Cornwall. Oh, do you mean... oh, you don't mean... hang on. In fact, we've got a Saab 340 here at the moment, which is currently at Amsterdam. Yeah, I was a silly. St. Mary's. I was about to say St. Helens. That's like up north. I was like, what's that? Alright, 3.6. This is... We might need to reroute that as well. Right, hear me out for this. Right, hear me out. So we're looking at 2.4 million, right? Why don't we enter, just as an option, the long haul market, okay, with the DC-7B. So long haul will give us quite a bit of money, I think. I know it's 100 passengers only. 8,000 kilometers looks pretty decent. You get 1.5 mil there. There is another one, not there. Is it another one? A DC-7C with a little bit more range to it, and 105 passengers. Otherwise, I think we're just literally looking at buying more short haul stuff. And I think if we're going to try and rake some money in, DC-7 is probably a good shout. Hear me out. Hear me out on it. Or, as an option, can we get it? Or is it a bit expensive? What am I looking at? Oh no, it's a bit more. Okay, right, we don't have that money. That's fine. I was looking at 737 for that one. The other option we've got. I mean, Dom's pointing out the A220-100, which does do quite well. I've got quite a few of them in my fleet already. Again, it depends on the route, right? Depends on the route that we're looking to try and do with it. So if we spend that, was it? And we're going to alter that anyway. So let's say that's about 3.6 million. We'll have 1.2 million. So okay, so the option we could have here. There's another 3K coming in there. So the other option we've got. Okay, it's, again, just hear me out on this one. Just theoretically speaking, because it's not down to me, it's down to you lot. We spend 3.637, which leaves us with 1.2 mil, right? No, forget that. Forget that. Forget my plan. So, how much runway does the A220 need? Let's have a look. I think the A220. I really enjoy having the A220 in my fleet, on my game, on my phone, which I've got about 13 that operate out of London City. Runway required is 4.7. With a range of 5,750 kilometers. Let's say we alter it, right? Let's say we alter it with what we need it to do. So we've got 135 passengers. If we bring in fact, we're going to have more money than I thought. Yeah, we are. So what's that? 3.4 would leave us with 1.4. So here's an option, right? So the option I'm thinking is that we get the A220 as part of a fleet. A220, and then we've got money left over for a 727. Or we save some money and, as Dom says, get a discounted ATR. And then we've got money left over to obviously set up routes and stuff, which we're going to need quite badly. So do we introduce the A220 to our fleet? Very simple, yes or no for A220 to be added to the fleet. Simple yes or no. Spam the chat. Let's go. Cole literally is spamming the chat. Okay, let's do it. Let's bring in the A220 into the fleet. Let's give it. Well, if anyone wants to claim it as their own, you know what to do. Do what Paul did. A £10 donation. We'll chuck your name onto the register. You have the aircraft. Oh, Gemma, no. Gemma says, don't do what I've just done and spent most of my money on a 727 and then don't have enough to create the route I wanted. Oh, that's crap. Oh, no. That's what I'm fearing at the moment. Okay, so let's give it... I'll tell you what, let's go for the channel name until it's claimed. Let's go for it. Right, there you go. TDLA. Let's order it. Bosh. 40 points. Otherwise, we're waiting 5 hours. We've got that, so that's fine. Alright, A220 is in the fleet. Let's go. Create the route, then ATR. Absolutely. Right. Here's the range. Whoa. So we're looking at east coast of America. So this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets very interesting. So should we try America first? Right. Let's start inwards. Oh, start from the outside in. Saint Pierre already looks pretty good. 740. Okay. Remember these numbers. 740 for Saint Pierre. 344 for Charlottetown. Shefferville, no good. Matagami, no good. Because you'd be surprised how these like obscure airfields actually have a very high demand on this game. It's weird. Right, Niagara Falls. 504 for Niagara Falls. 559. Syracuse. Is that actual New York? No, it's Teterboro. Philadelphia Northeast. It may not throw up what we need unless we... Providence. That's not no, okay, so that's not Toronto. So at the moment, not great. So let's have a look. See if we can get some more thrown in there. Looks like there's a few more places that are thrown in. Not New York though. Boston. 650 for Boston. Lebanon. Paul says Bangor, Maine. 312, not great. Albany, again not brilliant. Hamilton, Toronto, no. Rochester, no, don't worry, not that Rochester. Philly, not brilliant. We will find it a route. We are determined to do long haul. We will find it a route. Bangor, Maine, what though? Not a plane you need for Niagara Falls. It's a barrel usually, says Jim. Trust Jim. Trust Jim. Right, we're going to find a route here. New York will come up. By hook or by crook, it will eventually come up. Williamsport, no. Looking for decent numbers. 560 for Lawrence. 225 for Manchester. Millville, no. What was that at the top left of Canada? There's this one here. Val d'Or. Montreal looks like it could be an option. 447. Mirabelle's 291. I thought these would be bigger numbers, you know. Oh, bit higher and to the left. Oh, here. Gillam. We can go and see the Gills. Gillam. 6-hour flight. Well, there's a few more up here actually. Let's have a look at these. Hull Beach 474. Cambridge Bay 209. Kugluktuk 453. That's not bad. Any more up here? There's Greenland. Right. New York JFK, there we go. It's not a great number. But New York does come up. 485, I mean, for business is 385, so again, that's pretty good. Right, your choice. There's not a lot in terms of the range for the A220. Can't go any further from it. Washington, I think, is just out of its range. Gemma says JFK. We're at JFK at the moment. What's that one? Trenton. Reading. Westfield. The one that was the most, I don't know if it's going to come up again, was one around here, like Saint Pierre. I think it's on this island here. David. Right, New York. Why you no click no more? I'm literally clicking it. Why is it not doing it? I've really literally got to try and find it again. It's the one thing that's a little bit annoying about this. I think because it's a capital, if you're on it and then you come off it, some big numbers. Fucking Munich. Look at Munich. Look at the state of Munich with an A220. The state of that. Let's go Munich. No, can't do Munich. No. We're going long haul. We're going long haul with this one. We'll look for Munich with our next aeroplane. Just trying to find, trying to find New York and then trying to find Doha. Looked pretty good then. 886 for Doha. Pembroke. Montreal. Ottawa looks pretty decent. 503. Should we do, because Gemma mentioned Ottawa. Is that a few New Yorks there? What's this? So we've got Newark at 618. Teterboro. Morristown. There's New York. Okay, so we got New York back. So, I mean, Ottawa's better. Let's compare the two. So 489, 385, 84. 503, that looks better to me. Ottawa's miles better. Should we do Ottawa? Should we do it? We're going long haul, folks. Okay, so we're going to have $1 million to spend. So we are probably going to go ATR, I think. We'll see what comes up for it. 365,000 to set the route up. Here's the pricing. Go on, man. Look at that as a price. Look at how much business we've got on board for nearly $4,000. Until we fly to New York, I think this will be our primary flight. We're going to give it the 001 tag. Create the route. We're suddenly lagging a little bit. I don't know why. Time to guess. How much? $85K for Gemma. $122K. Right, here we go. Let's depart. Ooh! It's good. $103,000. Game is lagging now all of a sudden. Give me 2 seconds. Just going to reload the game. Yeah. Just going to reload the game here. 2 seconds. So that is impressive. Okay. Let's bring it back. Cool. Okay, we've returned. So, $103,000. We've got aeroplanes that have landed. Let's depart those. Giving us 24,000. Okay, we have now entered the long haul market. Pretty good. If you're enjoying the stream, feel free to hit the like button. It does help the channel out immensely. I'm good. Right, ATR time. We have 1 million to spend. So, do we go discounted ATR with 50 passengers? Or do we go down the route... Sorry, not that one. 64 passengers. Or 74 passengers, mind you. I say discounted one, right? And then we'll go down the route of ATR-A. Basic Stansted. We can only order one. Can't go any more than that. All first class. Okay. That gives us 21 first class seats. I think this is what Dom mentioned, wasn't it? Dom said about ATR and then all first class seats. Odd number can't do. I can't put 20 and we lose a seat value. There you go. 2 in business. 2 in business. $21. Let's do 21. It's going to cost us nearly half our budget that's left. Are we good with this? Let's order it. Right. 21 first class seats. Let's route it. Here's where it... Here's where it can go. In this region here. So where are we thinking? Rome might be a shout. Looking for a good first class number. Genoa? I don't know her, no. $29. 87. So yeah, that's Genoa's number there. What about Rob's favourite place? Oh, he's good. Look at Zagreb's number. It's a good first class number. We're looking at first class. Oslo's not too far behind with 124. So look at some other places like Prague. $56. There's Munich at 133 again. Okay, look at Vienna. That's a place we need to look at. It's got to be Zagreb, right? Geneva. 92. Toulouse, no. Madrid, no. Marseille, no. Basel? No. How's the dam looking? 84. Brussels? 184 compared to 184 to 155. But the longer the distance, the more the ticket's going to be. I'm thinking Zagreb. Dublin's not too far behind, but I think Zagreb. Dom says Brussels, short, so more frequency too. That might be one that we can potentially look at for next time then. I think. Let's see what Zagreb does. Worst case scenario, we can always then just reroute it. Right, Zagreb. We're looking for this number here in the first box. Oh. It's good. But we've got to fill it. So this could be something like 20k. Let's check the ticket prices. So 2,208 for Zagreb. Less 1,284. I think we go Zagreb and we go shit or bust with it. And Rob will love it anyway. Right, Zagreb it is, all first class. But you can do 4 more flights to Brussels in the time you get 1 flight to Zagreb. Okay, one word in the chat. Just one word. Brussels or Zagreb. Just have a look there at Barcelona. Okay, so Brussels. Paul says Zagreb. Jim says, now thinking, go all business and first class here. We can modify the seats when we need to. Let's go Brussels. 34k. This could do about 18, 19k, I think. Should we go for it? Let's try it. We can always reroute. Have a quick look at Paris. But I already did. Paris wasn't great. 12,000 says Gemma. Right, here we go. All first class to Brussels. Eight passengers. 10 grand. Okay. Now. We've got 2 aircraft in. Another 9k coming in. So, the option we've got is... Okay, we've got no option because we've reached our hangar limit, which means we're going to have to potentially upgrade for the next one. So here's how our fleet is looking. 20 aircraft. So we've got 1 ATR, 5 Saabs, 5 -8 Q300s, 3 Fokker 100s, 2 DC-9s, 2 BA-146s, an A220 and a Caravelle 12, which Paul owns. If you want to have your name in the registration and to own one of these aeroplanes, you can tell me where exactly you want them in the world to go. You 10 quid super chats can make that happen. Just like it did with Paul. Paul owns the Caravelle. He's told me where it needs to go. Once we've done the first 2 rotations and there and back, we'll then send it to the former Yugoslavia destinations. The next thing we're going to have to look at is points. Here we go. So cargo operations, 450. We have got 284. Dom says South 340 to Punta Williams. No. Lewis, evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Here is your fleet of 20 aeroplanes. We've now run out of space. Let's have a chat and think about what we're thinking about for the next episode. We'll do it for about 20 minutes and then we'll disappear, because we have reached our limit. We'll keep sending aeroplanes out when they come in. And then come tomorrow, I will then be able to send every aeroplane out, and then we'll see how much money we're making per rotation of every aeroplane. So yes. So what are we thinking? What are we looking to build towards? Because again, without knowing how much all this is going to cost when they all go out at once, it's very difficult to make a decision.
Towards hangar space fuel and CO2.
Whoa. Carl coming in, super chat there for hangar space, fuel and CO2. You don't want to put your name on an aeroplane? Legend stuff, Carl. Thank you so much. On a 757. Oh wait, hang on. So what? Hang on. So what are you saying? No, I can't do that, can I? I have to organically build towards a 757. So yeah, £10 donations will get you an aeroplane. Paul's done it, so Paul's name is on the Caravelle 12, which we bought in earlier this evening. And he's telling me where to send it to, etc, etc. 53,000 it made for our first rotation out to Tripoli. Fuel is cheap, absolutely. So the aircraft that you can put your names on, ATR 72, Saab 340, Dash 8, Fokker 100, a DC9, BAE 146, an A220 100 can all be claimed. The Caravelle is claimed already. We can have more than one if you want more than one. Don says, I want my Concorde. I'm telling you, if you want the Concorde, you know what to do. Because it's order 340. Let me just show you. This is where we're aiming for the 340. $15 million. Gemma, no worries. We're here for literally another 15 minutes before we disappear. Don't forget, tomorrow we are on the Eurowings Avro RJ100. Hamburg to Nice. Should be a fun one. A couple of extra additions to the stream tomorrow. A340, 500 and 600 are going to be well out the question here. 66 and 69 million. Nowhere near it. I think realistically our next aim should be to potentially add a few more A220s. Worst case scenario, we could potentially add 727s at 1.3 mil. Fuel at the moment, if you're playing it, is $710 as Jim's put in the chat. Current CO2, which we need quite a bit of because we are eco unfriendly, is currently at $147. Look at sale page. What? What sale page? This sale page. What are you on about? This sale page. Paul is asking, do we have to buy another hangar? No. So what happens is, you got increase the capacity of the hangar that we've got by 10 aircraft. Problem is, this $250,000 doubles to 500,000, doubles to $1 million, doubles to 2 million, then 4 million, then 8 million, etc., and keeps going up every time you increase it. At the moment, it's cheap. This will add 10 extra aircraft, which by the time next Monday comes, we could probably do. Oh, I see. Carl sent me the screenshot. Someone's been spending money. I'll point out why. When you buy this, it then changes to another offer. So you get an A320 300 apparently. A320 for the first one. And then it changes to like a 737 MAX, I think it is. And they're offering you like $200 million as well. I don't want to go down the route of, forgive me, this. Because I think this is just defeating the object of building our airline. So yeah, don't particularly want to go down this route. I think if we try and build it organically, I think that's pretty good. But we are probably going to have to go down... Again, if we're going to do anything, it's going to be this one. To get the coins for this. At the moment, we could. And then that money goes into fuel. So let me sort of run through it and explain it. So if we do this one here for 10 million and 200 points, gives us 10 million in the bank, which would purely go onto fuel and CO2. That would then give us points to then get cargo. Does that make sense? Because unlike on the phone, it's very difficult to earn these coins for these things here. You don't seem to be able to do it. There's no earning points. So the only way you can do it on PC is probably going to be like the $2 one. Anything like this is going to be pointless for us. Pause us, how much does it cost? Literally $2 for 10 million and 200 points to get the full 484 points, and then we can use 450 of that onto buying the aeroplanes. Buying the cargo option. Now the problem with buying the cargo option at the moment is we're going to be left with 34 points, which is not going to be enough for a quick delivery. So theoretically, and I want your opinions on this, to kind of keep the series going as it is, and I'm hoping it's entertaining. If it's not, please let me know. If it's entertaining enough and we keep this going, quite literally the only way we're going to get points out of this is literally by doing the $2 million. I'm prepared to have like the 10 mil to use for fuel and everything else. So I want your opinions on it. That if money is to be spent on it, it will be through either my pocket, super chats that come in, donations, whatever. And then we use only 10 mil to use on fuel and CO2, and that's it. But it's only done if, one, we need to, or two, like I think Paul did, or week before, or something like that, first episode or something, or it might have been the second episode, literally went, here's £2, get it for fuel, etc. Dom says, down at the bottom, line progress has to be made each episode, otherwise it isn't entertaining. Well, I think we're progressing at the moment. We've now got long haul. We've got some good aircraft at the moment. Paul, thank you so much. I'm assuming that's for fuel, yeah? Because what I'll do is I'll do it on stream so that you can see that that's what I'm doing. And then we can unlock cargo, and then we've got then the next option to do for that. Yeah, that's what I'm not going to do any more than that. So literally, the 10 mil will be towards fuel. It goes very quickly on fuel. Very, very quick. You'll see in a second. If we get the okay from Paul, I'll do it on stream. It's to get fuel. Right, give me 2 seconds. You're not going to want to see this. Right, give me 2 seconds. Thank you, Paul. Let me do that now. Right, 2 seconds. No, thank you. How are we doing for training? We'll have a look in a second. Just give me 2 minutes here just to grab the fuel, or get the money needed. Lewis went and got the deal. Nice. So yeah, let me know very quickly. Let me know how your Monday was. How was it? Mine was relatively straightforward. Hoping for the same tomorrow. Paul says I want to cut the profits when we make shed loads of money. Okay. Let me bring the display capture back up. And you'll see at the top here we've got 10 mil. There. We've also got the points that are needed for cargo. So we've got 10 mil. Fuel at the moment 710. We've got 3 minutes. Let's see what we can do here. Let's just put some numbers in. Okay, so there we go. So 2.6 mil on fuel. Okay. CO2 is not a lot at the minute. But again, that's what that money will be spent on. How come mine is in dollars? Because I don't know how to change it. Is there a way of changing it? Is there a way of changing it? I've never known if there's a way of changing it. See, mine on my phone is also in dollars. Right, here we go. Fuel. Right, so let's. So what I could do is I could wait till it's expensive in 2 minutes' time, and and it will spend more money. But in the meantime, cargo ops, here we go. Bish bash bosh. So we got 50 passenger points, which is what those stars are. And now we can get charter operations for 1,500, which would be probably like $12, but we're not going to go down that route yet. Just buy fuel now, add the zeros. That's what I've been doing. Look. 2.6 million. Just going to wait for that to go up. So let me show you. Because we couldn't do it last time. You can now order cargo aeroplanes, and here you go. So once to think about it, they are expensive. So it's going to be interesting to try and find them. So here's what you got. You got DC3, which is the cheapest. Then you got a DC9, BAE 146, 300 QT, 727-200, the Guppy, Super Guppy, A310 300, A400, Ilyushin IL-76, Beluga, 757-200, A300 freighter, Ilyushin IL-96, C-17s, 767-300s, the A350 freighter, A330-200 freighter, 777 freighter, 777-300 special freighter, 747 freighter, 747-8, Antonov 124, the Airbus A380 freighter, and then the most expensive one on the list is the Antonov 225. So that's what we're getting at for cargo. It's expensive. So I think if we were to start off with it, it would be DC9. But it is expensive. Right, fuel should have gone up by now. It did, but not by much. Let's spend anyway. We could increase the capacity, but we're not going to. Let's just purchase some fuel. Take that money down. Purchase. That is exactly what the thing would be for. So, fuck. Right, on my notes. So I'm making a note that we got 600,000 realistically in the bank. If we take away that money that we've got, that's going to be for fuel. We left with 7.5 million. That's not what we've actually got. We got 600,000 in the bank. We're going to keep adding to that throughout the week until next Monday. We're going to see where we get to and go from there. One more look at the fleet. Last chance for anybody to claim one of the aircraft before we disappear. Carl says, do you make money off cargo as mine does shit? I've got a 747-8. And it does quite well. It brings in like 700,000, I think. So I do make money off it. But it depends on where you send it to. Dom says 2 more A220s suddenly, but no, they won't. Told you, I'm not spending it on planes. It's purely fuel, as Paul's pointing out. That's all it's for. As a reminder, I'll show you. So Paul Hussey did 10 quid. And now owns the Caravelle. £10 super chat will give you a right to own one of these aircraft, and you can tell me where you want to send it to. Dom says, I would. I'm not going to. Again, you're talking about starting from the bottom, working your way up. That would be cheating. Big time cheating. So, unless there's anything else to add. If at first you don't succeed, cheat. No. No, we're going to work our way up to it. Okie doke. Let's get the display capture off. Okay, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. We are leaving with 600,000 in the bank. We should get quite a bit going up. Let's get that turned off. Just like that. Yes. So we got 600,000 in the bank. We should be okay. Come next Monday, we should have a bit of money going forward. So if we wanted to add some more A220s, we can have a think. Let me know throughout the week. I'll keep you posted, of course, as we do streams throughout the week, where we get to. But yes, otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Look after yourselves and each other. Until tomorrow, when we're on the RJ100 from Hamburg to Nice. Have a great Tuesday from myself and the moderators. It's a very good evening to you all. Shit. Wrong button. And bye for now. Take care.